Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Deep Sky Farms, and welcome back to the Quebec countryside, La Campagne Québécoise. We're continuing our build today. We're going to do a little bit more fleshing out of our farmyard. I've got time currently stopped, and I did remember to take precision farming off so that if we need to mess around with some of our fields, we have the ability to do that. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come on over to our dairy barn, and we're going to fix this big lip here because this is going to require a bit of landscaping. I went back into the Caravara map and just to see how this was set up in there. And there is no concrete ramp here. They just landscaped up to that. So we're going to have to play the same game. So we'll hop into our build menu. Jade exit flight mode, I think it is. Oh, actually, you know what? If we get into the barn itself, we'll be out of the way. That's better. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go into our landscaping menu, and we've got to start by raising this pretty significantly. And we're going to have to raise a pretty significant area all around here. Look at me, just staring at the wall. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. We're going to bring this out around here, and we need to get it big enough. There we go. So it starts going in under the building itself. All right, so then we can start leveling stuff out. And if we can get this to level out, and then we drop a little bit, and then level again, and then drop a little bit again, and then if that does it, that looks like it's going to do it, then we can, if that establishes our level right there, there. So there's our grade. And we're gonna pull that all the way out here. And the reason we're gonna pull that all the way out is we're gonna be adding another building next to our cow barn here. And you may wonder, okay, that's okay. We're taking out a bit of our cornfield. You may be wondering why we're doing a dairy barn again. You know, don't you always do a dairy? Yes, I almost always do a dairy. Why is that? I don't know. I like them. They're fun. But in this case, I was looking on the Statistics Canada website about the agricultural products that come out of Quebec. Now, have we euchred ourselves in here a little bit? A little bit. Down to about, oh, we actually need to raise that up. So this is going to be our level area here. Bring that across like this. Yeah. So that's not clipping into the barn too much. So then we'll bring our slope here. We're going to bring our slope down to here from here and hope that fixes out. Nope, it did the opposite. It put the grass in there. Okay. Down. And one more. I can live with a little bit in there. In that corner. You see what I mean? Once you get it inside of a building, it's almost impossible to fix it. But I think we got it. And I think we got some trees coming through there, but that's okay. We'll bring this down in size and we're going to start bringing it up. Bring this back up. And it's a good thing I have the free landscaping tools. Otherwise, this would cost me a fortune. Anyway, the dairy thing. Don't you always do a dairy? I almost always do a dairy. I like doing dairy. But I was looking on the StatsCan website, and in Canada, the #1 dairy producing province is Quebec. That flip in? No, it didn't. They produce more milk, more yogurt, and more cheese than any other province in Canada. They also, interestingly enough, have more pigs than any other province in Canada, which I thought was kind of neat. They lead Canada in production of maple syrup. There we go. And their #1 crop, cash crop, are within the province. This isn't within Canada. Within the province, their primary crops are corn for grain, which we've got a lot of, oats, and soybeans. Okay, so we're going to take this back here, and you'll see why in a second. But basically, I want a pretty big level pad around here, and I think we're going to level that all the way out to here. Sorry, corn, I should have harvested you, but that's okay. And I know we're taking out a lot of our grass. And then we slope down from there to there. Kind of bring it out like that. I'm not fully used to the landscaping tools here yet. But it's the more you play with it, the more you get used to it. And I have a feeling that we may end up putting a driveway entrance right here. We're going to want this to be reasonably smooth. No, we made it too reasonably smooth. Shove that back a little bit. Nope, back, back, back. And then we soften it up. That ought to do that just fine. There. I remember the first time I played with this on Silver Run Forest. I'm still landscaping that map. I screwed it up so badly. Anyway, this is looking fairly decent. There's going to be a little bit of a bump there. Can we take it up just a touch? No, up just a touch. Down. And then down. 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 There. I think that's okay. Okay, so we've got a test vehicle. Wait till you get a load of this test vehicle. It's new on the mod hub. Or I don't know if it's on the mod hub. It should be on the mod hub. I got it off of King Mods because that's where I happen to be prowling around this morning. Look at this thing. It's a Can-Am Outlander with a flat deck on it, fuel tank, and underneath it, if you look under here, it's got a little Abbey water tank, which somehow holds 1,000 liters. I'm not going to ask questions. Now, get in there. Are we still in flight mode? We are still in flight mode, I bet. There we go. Okay, let's drive around and see how well we did over there. Yeah, so this thing carries 1,000 liters of water, 527 liters of fuel, has a flat deck, has a gooseneck. Okay, we're gonna fix that up. Okay, that's not unreasonable. This is a bit of a drop, but that's all right. We have the concrete ramp there. And we got to do a little bit of fixing in this corner and kind of smooth out the edges. Okay. All right. So we're just going to smooth out in here in the middle with our big soften brush. And hopefully that won't mess things up too much. Because we are, yeah, see, it's pulling things down. But that's all right. And there was a bit of a hump right here. Yeah. Lumps and bumps, landscape topography, or landscape archaeology. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect. There. Okay. That looks better, and we've got one more patch that needs to be resolved right around here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to smooth that down. And I'm standing right in the middle of where I need to be, aren't I? Yep. Let me take the soften brush and do this. Right, because that was how we got into trouble the last time. Okay, and I love how it sounds like a can of spray paint. But this should be pretty good for our purpose. Okay, so the reason that we're doing all of this first is to not only get into our barn relatively easily, we want to put in, I saw this also new on the Mod Hub this morning. Scroll, 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 scroll. There it is. Covered bunker silo. Don't ask me who did it. I can't remember off the top of my head. Now, this is one that it sticks at 90 degrees. So you can flip it around and do what you want. But we happen to be lucky in that our barn just kind of randomly fits in more or less at 90. So I think what we're going to do for the bunker silo, we're going to make this a single-ended unit. And we're going to start it somewhere. I'd originally thought about doing this. And that's actually not bad. That's pretty space efficient. And if we leave an alley in between here, that's pretty good. Now, do we want to leave it single-ended or double-ended? If we leave it if we have it double-ended, we can come in right off the field. Sorry, didn't mean to bump the mic. And we leave an alley in between it, in between the fence and there. Plus, it gives good access between our barn. Good morning, kitty. It gives good access between our barn and our bunkers, which we're going to be using for maize. And we're going to do maize, we're going to do whole crop, and we're going to do grass silage in some form or another. I know that for whole crop and for grass silage, we can do it by wrapping bales. Maize silage, you either need a silo or a clamp or bunker or whatever they call it in Quebec. So now the question is, do we want it single-ended or double-ended? Because you can see down here, there's an end panel that we can put up. And that would, so, and this thing's in 4 pieces actually. So you'd have an end panel, our tarp doors, okay, across the front. And then the silo itself is down here. Scroll. Oop, we went past it. Did we? Yeah, it's at the beginning because these are in alphabetical order, more or less. This is our cover. This is our silo. Okay. So we place our silo down and then we place these inside of it. And then they delete themselves or they disappear after an hour. So we're going to go back here. So like I say, the question that I had was, now that we've completely messed ourselves up again, don't get distracted. I was about to go off and look at something else. There it is, covered bunker silo. And it's red. Is it color changeable? Yeah, it is color changeable. So if you want to, run the original White Farm buildings and throw one of these in, there you go. But we're going to go with the red because that's what we're doing. They're a little bit lighter red, and it looks a little bit newer than our barn. So I figure if we come back here and leave an alley to get through, like that. How does that look from the other end? How does that look from the field side? That would look something like this. Okay. So I think we're going to want it a little bit off of the field. Yeah, see, our barn's not perfectly straight. That's gonna get to me. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Either that or we push right up tight against there. But that leaves a valley in the roof. That's just not good practice. Or we flip it and we flip it on the end and we come up like this. But that's sort of terrible access because we'd be going all the way around the barn. I think I like it like this. Okay. And that'll give us, in the front of it, a little mixing yard. Sorry. I almost had it. This would work out well, too. Parallel to the barn. And then we would have our work area. I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see me pointing at the screen. We would have our working area kind of in here. And that we would be able to come off of the road, off the driveway. Nope, that's not going to work. But that's going to pin us in on that side. on that side door. Nope. We're going to go like this. And we're going to leave ourselves a pretty generous... We're going to leave ourselves a pretty generous alley down the side. Because I'm planning on storing wrap bales there, probably. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. And did that kibosh our landscaping? It did not. Okay. Good, good. And this can double up as equipment storage. All right, and then we pull off of this here. This is our grade, and it won't be too bad to get into that field. And we're going to do it double-ended. We're going to have access from both ends, because that would be super convenient. Just come right in off this field, dump, spin around, and drive out again. So the next thing I guess we got to do is we got to put in the silos themselves. We're going to see how this goes. And, you know, as usual, I didn't test any of this. No, that ain't right. There we go. We got the right angle on it now. There. 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 Okay. Whew. No stress. And then we go back to sheds. And we scroll again. And then I guess we just do that. Yep. Now, testy, do these open? Oh, look at that. Okay, well that one opened. Do they only open from the inside? Okay, so yeah, we do have a bunker silo. All right, am I doing this incorrectly? Okay, so it appears that I set these up wrong. I think. Yeah, let's, no, not that. We want to take off. And we want to bring these in. I'm going to try bringing them in a little bit more. Or do I have them backwards? I bet you I have them backwards. Right? Is there any way to tell which way is front and back? Let's try this. See, there's a little lip on them up there. Did I do it backwards again? Oh, here we go. I wonder if the trigger is on the building itself and not on the tarp. To me, it would make sense for that to be on the tarp. Okay, I've got it on backwards again. I think we're going to find out. Okay, third time's a charm. So we got mounting tabs. See those little tabs up there? Now. I can't remember how I had it the last time. Oops. Okay, we're going to try mounting tabs in. And that looks like it's in probably the correct place. There we go. Okay, so mounting tabs go in. Nice. Yeah, okay. So one thing that I would do if I was the modder, if you happen to be watching this, just make the side with the mounting tabs, like just make the top rail a slightly different color so that we know which end goes in. Okay, so mounting tabs go in. Or maybe you left it in your notes and I just didn't read that far. If that's the case, I'm sorry. Okay, mounting tabs go in and that looks pretty good right there. This is more precision building than I'm used to in Farm Sim. Nice. So we've got 3 bunker silos. One for corn, one for one for maize, one for whole crop, one for grass. Now, just for giggles, these are supposed to be bunker silos in here, but I've never had them work. So I'm wondering, we're going to try something here. Hold on to your pants. We're going to go back to silos and we're going to go back to, see if we can find them again. There they are. We're going to grab the small one and see if I can. Can I clip myself into the barn? Okay, we're going to drop that right there. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll try that. And for good measure, you know, I suppose having this thing right here isn't really helping. I'm also not sure if I like this yet. It'll do 97 kilometers an hour apparently, though. Oh, I like this. This is amazing. Okay, try this again. Okay. So we now have 5 silos. That's sort of cool. So I think what we're going to be doing, given that we have a lot of corn, we're going to be feeding fresh maize here. And we can do loose straw, even if we want to. We can do loose straw. And wrapped bales. Silage. All right. Now, I thought I had a grain storage building, but I'm not going to go looking for it right now. We're going to fixie our landscaping first. Because we want to come down to here. Just slope it down like that. And hit it with a soften. And even if we come out into here and hit this with a bit of a soften. Fortunately, that's not going to wreck our crop. Whoops. Went too far off the edge of the window. And then we bring this down here. And we lose some of this into the cow pasture. It doesn't matter how rough that is. And then we soften through here. There. That looks pretty respectable. And we go back in. Okay. So then in terms of pathway, now we're looking at something like this. Okay, we're going to bring our gravel like that, and we're going to bring the gravel right to the edge of the field. And it's okay that we can't swing in from this end right like that. Because that's going to be more of, oh, you know what? I never thought to check and see how wide this is. Hopefully we can slide right down here with a corn header. Well, if not, then we'll definitely, we'll end up taking a mulligan and, there. Okay, and we're going to add ourselves in, that. We'll put something like this out in the corner, give our cows a little bit of shade. Yeah, something there. Birch, that looks more like a willow, but do we not have any pine trees here? Spruce tree, old spruce, large willow. There we go. That's the one. I don't know why, but I always see willow trees around cow pastures. Okay. And throw in a couple of brushes or bushes. Why are our bushes not going? There we go. And then we're going to have probably something here. Like this is going to be pretty wild. And established is the word I'm looking for. Bring our grass right up to the edge. Okay, this is starting to tie itself together rather nicely now. And then we bring the gravel back up through here. Right, because this is going to be kind of the work area. There. Yeah, like that. And our driveway, like I said, we're going to want to have it basically a straight shot across there. So it'll come like something like this. And then maybe like that. And then this will come around. Come so. Okay, and then we're gonna have to connect to the house that way. This way. Yeah, so corn, oats, and soybeans. Conveniently, those are things, well, mostly things that the cows will eat. We can do maize silage. Oh, and did I mention pigs? Quebec has more pigs than any other province. I thought that was kind of neat. Although having been down around Listowel a few times, I would... But anyway. Okay. Sort of like this. All right, that's pretty cool. That's sort of coming together. So we are going to need... I think we're going to need some grain bins. What do you think? At least for some corn, and it looks like we're going to have a lot of corn. And we need silo. Pharma 400, that's okay, I guess. Although if we're going to do one of those big things, we're going to want semi-truck access, and that means we're going to throw it up here somewhere. That's an idea. That seems a little bit large. That's way too large. Do we want to mess with augers? Oh, the AGI? I mean, our good old flat bottom bins, right? I mean, though these would be what you would see around there. These GSI jobbies. Are Good old multi-fruit silo. I mean, it's not horrible. We don't need fermenting silos. And this is okay, that's a building type silo. These guys here, no. Meridian bin? Maybe. No. Oh, we've got all of these here. These are the placeable grain bins with a whole bunch of different logos on them. Pioneer. Get a sponsorship from Pioneer. Sioux Steel. I don't know if they're a thing in Quebec, but that's a grain storage hall. And unfortunately, we can't change the color to matte. Do we want to do potatoes? Do we really want to do potatoes? Anything interesting in containers? Nothing, eh? Or silo extensions? No, we don't. There will be nothing helpful in silo extensions. And probably nothing helpful in sheds either. So I don't know why we're scrolling through here. Okay, so one thing that I do want to look at and see if it came over. It looks like no. Okay. Pigs. What do we have for pigs? Because if Quebec did have the largest number of pigs, that's from the White Farm set. That's one that was probably already here. That might be okay if we want to get into pigs. We're going to think about that. Yeah, because the base game ones, that doesn't fit. That's okay. That's too big. That's an outdoor one. I have to figure out if we can paint it red to match everything else. It's a nice looking building. Okay. But the one I wanted to look at was sheep. Because here it is. This is one that I pulled out of Caravera. Oh my god. This is a sheep pen, and look at the size of that pasture. The only problem is, look at the size of that pasture, and look at the shape of that pasture. Why would you do this to me? I guess it's to make me learn how to edit fences and navigation meshes. That looks really cool. And unfortunately, the only place I kind of messed around with it this morning, it would mean buying this chunk of land over here and seeing if we can jam it in over here. Which is not the end of the world. See, it would almost sort of fit in like this. Kinda. If we hold our mouth just right. Maybe. The other option is the old sheepfold, which doesn't really fit with the lens with our existing architecture. American sheep barn. It has that silo stuck on the end, but I don't think the silo actually does anything. And that's rather unfortunate. And I mean, it's red. It's got the white fence. It looks tiny. Like it looks like I'm not super crazy about it. Especially with the non-functional silo. I mean, even if we if it was able to store, if we were able to blow grain in there, like it's nice and detailed on the inside. Okay. All right. We're gonna leave those for another time. But we got some pretty serious work done here today. So I'm going to call it here. I'm going to say, there we go. Let's have a look at this place. Slide on over here. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at this place now. It's starting to come together. This is starting to look like a farm, and it's starting to look custom and different, which is what we wanted. We've got our machine area off there. Got some storage off to the back. That's probably going to be deep bale storage. We've got our cow barn. And we've got this great big bunker, 3-bunker covered bunker with working tarp doors. I thank you, whoever built that. It's pretty awesome. So I'm going to take a few minutes and we're going to say thank you very much. We're up to 43 subscribers. I guess I'm going to have to start thinking about what I want to do for a 50 subscriber special. I'm not sure what that's going to be. If it's going to be a live stream, I don't have internet good enough for a live stream. Maybe a special build-off episode. I don't know. But we'll figure something out. So thank you very much. Welcome to the new subscribers. If you like what we're doing, leave us a like, leave us a comment. If you haven't subscribed, why not thinking about subscribing now? That would be pretty cool. And we're going to carry on this series. I'm still working on editing Bloomfield. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought it was. But it should be coming out pretty soon. And you'll get it. You'll see it. Sorry, I keep looking at this. I can't get over how well modeled this is and how well it came together. Anyway, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, y'all.